In 30 minutes, broadcasting's finest duo will hit the airwaves. And prepare for the incomparable Opie and Anthony Show. Only a show this big could have a pre-show this good. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony pre-show with Sam Roberts.
And welcome. We are live. 866-WOW1-WOW is the phone number. 866-969-1969. So call in to the Opie and Anthony pre-show live here on a Thursday, one day before Valentine's Day, 2014. You see it all over the news. It's a national story. The snowstorm is destroying the country. I guess yesterday it was leaving Atlanta looking like The Walking Dead again. I feel so bad for those people over there. A little bit of snow, and the entire city collapses. But that's the thing, when you're not used to it, that's what happens. Here in New York, it snowed overnight. I mean, it really seemed like a World War III scenario coming, but it wasn't too bad last night. I do wonder if Ant will get in. I think he will. So far, this season has been full of winter storms here in New York. And Ant has managed to find his way from Long Island to New York City every single time. Today, every day remains a different story, though. We'll see what happens. Opie, of course, will be here. Jim, of course, will be here. And I personally believe that Anthony will be here as well. A lot to get into today, of course. A winter storm means local news coverage. And Opie has made it perfectly clear there is nothing that he likes better right now than local news coverage. When they panic, and it's been funny watching the local news, because as you go on, they don't know how to sensationalize it anymore, or because they've used all their tricks already. You know what I mean? They've sat there, they did the Frozen T-shirt thing way early in the season. Like, they were like, oh, my God, it's extremely cold today. They didn't realize it's the beginning of January. It was going to be extremely cold every day. And now they're stuck with an empty bag of tricks. So I'm interested to hear Opie's take on how the news was handling this whole thing yesterday. Let's start with some phone calls, and we'll go to Larry in Tennessee. How's it going, Larry?
It's going okay, Sammy. Out here playing in the snow. You know how she goes.
Are you you're a trucker. Are you driving through the snow?
Oh, yeah, of course. That's
boy.
My life. Of course, I'm sitting here waiting for this light to ever change. I don't think it's done. I'm fixing to run a red light.
Do it, Larry. Do it.
Half as long as I've waited. I am right now as we speak. But guys are doing a lot of breaks on the Olympics, which is cool. It's amazing. You know, they talk about the sports, and like all of a sudden they'll talk about the sports is completely gone as they discuss the female attributes of the athletes that are actually performing and ignoring what they're performing on, for all of our enjoyment. And I wonder, with all that you're detailing of the snow in New York City, you professional broadcaster, if we're actually getting more snow there than they are at the Olympic venue.
I mean, they may very well be. Thank you, Larry. They may very well be getting more snow here stateside than they have in Sochi. Some snowboarding is going on TV right now. But yesterday's Olympic coverage was making me laugh all day. Opie, I mean, I guess everybody kind of puts the Olympic athletes on a pedestal because they work so hard at achieving these goals and accomplishments once every 4 years that it's like, wow, we finally let them have their time to shine. Let's play what happened yesterday when Opie was describing some of the Olympic performers. That's track 2.
That ski thing they were doing last night, I don't even know what they call it, the freestyle?
Oh.
Where it looks like you're snowboarding, sort of, because you're going down the rails and stuff, but you're on skis.
Yep.
And then they do the 2 or 3 amazing jumps.
Yeah.
One broad went down the hill backwards over the big jump.
By the way, Opie says this is a woman that's worked
She's
to
a broad.
aspire to get to the Olympics.
They love being called broads.
And she's relegated to being a broad.
They love being called broads.
I love that. All the work that went into being on the Olympic team.
Good for them.
This broad.
Some baby machine went down backwards.
Did you see that slit take the jump?
Well, I'll challenge you.
Yes.
We're all watching the Olympics a little bit here and there.
Uh-huh.
Name 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Name 5 athletes.
Exactly.
They know each other.
Mm-hmm.
I just go, wow, look at the broad going down
That broad.
going down the hill backwards over the huge jump and landing backwards. That was amazing, but I don't know her name.
It was all disrespect yesterday, all day. Opie was calling all the female Olympic athletes broads. Look at this broad. Who taught this broad how to curl? Let's go to Snowy in Michigan. Today it's snowy in New York. What's up, Snowy?
Actually, it's not so snowy here for a change. It was the 99 list of desirable women. I was curious. I don't have access to the computer. I don't know all the names that were mentioned. But did Ed say yes to a single woman that wasn't a little darker than white, actually?
Yeah.
Maybe, but...
That's a great question, Snowy. Yesterday, we did go... I mean, you talk about showing no respect to anybody. Yesterday, we did go over the 99 hottest women or 99 most desirable women. Ask Men put it out. And I don't think that Ant said yes to any woman of any sort of color. Unless I'm missing somebody. I think all yeses were Caucasian. In Ant's case, I guess that's not a huge surprise. It just happens to be his personal preference. But the funniest part of yesterday, I think that was the funniest part of yesterday's show, was listening to these guys just go through the entire list, all 99, and just disgustedly saying no to some of the hottest women in the world. Like some of the hottest women that Hollywood has to offer. Opie and Anthony didn't like the fact that they were placed on that list. So we went through all 99. And listening back, I would say the majority of those 99 women got no's from Opie and Anthony. And it was almost a no as if, no, I wouldn't give her, this Hollywood actress, I wouldn't give Kate Blanchett the honor of sleeping with me, Opie or Anthony. No! Of course, Jim predictably said yes to 99 of the 99. But there was one awkward moment. Chelsea Peretti made the list of the hottest, of the most desirable 99 women out there right now. And Chelsea Peretti, I mean, she's kind of blown up as of late. You know her from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Her Twitter feed is crazy. She was a writer on Parks and Rec. But she used to live in New York. She used to date Jim. She was friends with Opie's wife. So when I knew Chelsea Peretti was coming up on the list, and the guys were so quick to say no to people, it got awkward. Here's what happened when we realized Chelsea Peretti was number 37 on the most desirable list.
No.
Chelsea?
Oh, no,
Yes,
now
I
this
will
is...
say yes to Chelsea.
This is getting
nice now.
This is getting a little personal.
Well, you said no already, Opie. You said no and then said it's not.
Because
right.
she's like our sister.
Yeah.
Chelsea Peretti.
I know.
No.
I give
Jim-
Chelsea.
Jim used to go out with Chelsea.
No.
You say yes,
Of course
Jim?
I do.
I'm saying no
Okay.
because that's more of a, like, it's a sister thing. I can't even think of her that way.
She's very high on the list, number 37.
She's very high on the
I
list.
did notice when we were hanging out at a lot of airports, she's in very good shape.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
And she is becoming a massive star.
I know. It's amazing.
Somebody really wants that Brooklyn Nine-Nine show to be very big because they keep giving it
But she's
attention.
the star of the show. They
I
said
know.
in the paper the other day she's the number one reason to watch over Sandberg.
Ouch.
Jesus.
Chelsea's going to be massively successful in L.A. now.
She just got no's.
She got yes.
One yes,
But I'm
two no's.
explaining the no because it's
We have
a
to.
weird sister thing. She has slept over my house.
Oh, shit.
Mine too.
Alana Blanchard.
mine too.
This is what happens when you make jokes at people's expenses and then stumble upon somebody you actually know. It was so great because you heard at the beginning of the clip, Opie shouted no as soon as the picture came up. But I think that's just because he was ready to say no to everybody. He just wanted to smash whoever was coming up next and didn't realize that it was going to be a friend. It went further. This was really interesting to me. Marissa Mayer, who's the CEO of Yahoo, somehow made it on the list of the 99 most desirable women. And Jim and his theories sometimes leave me perplexed because he's got a lot more experience with the perverse sexuality that he talks about than I do. So all I can do is take his word on it. But it's the stuff that would never occur to me. This was Jim's reaction when Marissa Mayer popped up on the 99 most desirable list.
Marissa Mayer.
No.
Who is she?
She's the CEO of Yahoo, I believe, right? Look at me.
Get her out of here. With her dumb fucking Hillary Clinton mom hair.
She's horrible.
Get out of here.
CEO, she's not fun.
I think she might get kicked out soon, too. I think she kind of is fucking up a little bit.
For being too hot?
Yeah, right.
Yep, exactly.
I'll say no.
If she's a CEO, she probably likes being spanked. And I'm telling you, if she's that powerful, she's probably a big sub, man.
Yep.
Big sub in the bed.
Yeah. Rock runs in where? No.
Big sub in the bed. Sorry.
That may very well be true. I don't know for sure. But I just think it's funny because it's the type of stuff that would never occur to me to even think about. I mean, how could you have that information possibly? And it's not the first time Jim has done that. There have been guests that come in here and their publicists are kind of bossing them around. And Jim has sat there and wondered if the publicist and the celebrity that they've brought in have some kind of dominatrix relationship. And I'm like, can't the publicist just be a bitch? Does there have to be a sexual element to the relationship? But maybe there is. What do I know? Ralph in Ohio, welcome to the Opie and Anthony pre-show.
Talking about that list, that 99 hot list.
Yeah.
Dude, Alana Blanchard, the one you guys kind of went back to. You guys were like, no. And then you guys went back, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That chick, you see her pictures online. She's a surfer girl that was friends with the one that got her arm bit off by the shark.
Yeah.
She is ridiculously hot. She surfs in a thong, like, all year long. She's only surfing in a thong.
I know who you're talking about. That girl is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Well, Ralph, the thing about the whole reading of the list was that they were totally intolerant of almost any female. Like, there were women that they knew were hot on that list, but because the picture that Ask Men put up wasn't good, they got a big no from Opie and Anthony. I mean, who was the actress? Emma Watson? No, not Emma Watson. It's the girl from Superbad. Emma Stone. Emma Stone was on the list. And I'm going, that's an obvious yes, right? No! It was the greatest thing I'd ever heard. Listen to it on demand if you didn't hear it or catch it over the weekend. Well, as we move right along with the Opie and Anthony pre-show, a bunch of us were stuck in the city last night. We weren't really stuck, but we stay up in hotels when there's any worry that the essential members of the Opie and Anthony crew won't be in attendance for the show. For instance, I know that I have to be here to hype up this show for you guys. So there's no chance if there's snow in the forecast that I'm going back to Westchester. With that said, a lot of people are wondering, Sam, what you got in your juice today? What'd you blend up today? I don't have one today because I didn't have my blender with me. But Opie started the show yesterday, of course, answering the question on everybody's mind. What is in his NutriBullet that morning?
Oh, thanks for asking. Today, Anthony, it's kale, spinach, half a banana. Went with non-fat yogurt.
I'm just waiting for the boost.
Pineapples.
What is it?
Fuck, I forgot my boost.
Oh, shit.
I swear to God, I forgot my boost.
Over here, I'll tug a few into it.
Please give me a little boost, too. On my back.
You son of a bitch. It was so early, I forgot my boost. Because I make these things half asleep.
Oh, no.
Damn.
But I didn't forget my frozen pineapple chunks and my frozen blueberry. My frozen blueberry.
That sounds good. Doesn't matter how delicious everything you put in it. It always winds up looking like fucking, the Exorcist puke.
It really does. It looks like liquid baby shit no matter what you're drinking. But you got to have a boost. You know what I mean? There's no reason to do it if you don't have that. Let's go to my pal Struff in Boston. Struff, welcome to the pre-show.
Hey, Sammy, buddy. It's a little bit early, and I haven't quite opened my eyes yet.
Sounds like that.
Check, please.
Of course you can, Struff. It is 14 after the hour. Only 16 minutes to go before Opie and Anthony take the airwaves.
That's so cool. That's so awesome. By the way, this little message for Larry. Larry, don't give up. Larry, I love that you're sort of taking over the love of Sam that I've always had, and I'm glad that you're spreading the word and passing the torch around the country or whatever.
Whatever, Struff. You're a giver, but you'll be more of a giver once you actually wake up.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, I'll talk to you later, buddy.
See you, pal.
Struff has been there since day one. Struff was the original Larry. A lot of stuff to get into today on the show. Derek Jeter announced his retirement. He said this is going to be his last season on the Yankees. Look, if you're in New York and you're going to retire and you're Derek Jeter, wait till the day that there's not snow in the forecast, because the news is going crazy with the snow, and Derek Jeter automatically becomes story number 2. It was a shame. The other thing I wanted to mention before we move on completely from the list that we got into yesterday, the 99 most desirable women, I couldn't take that list seriously because Pow from 90 Day Fiancé was nowhere to be found. You got 99 spots. You can't give Pow one? It's ridiculous. Well, a lot of stuff happening on the show yesterday. Now, we gone through, you hear the callers on the pre-show every day. Calling the Opie and Anthony show is an art form, and calling can go wrong. For instance, one call just exhausted everybody in the room yesterday. So let's go to track 5, and I don't see how any call is going to be more exhausting this week than whoever this guy was yesterday. That's track 5.
There's something going on with Scott Shannon. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
JP in Rhode Island. What's up, JP?
JP in Long Island.
I hope it was in front of the toilet, Jay.
Yeah, you would hate to get it all over the bath mat. I'm CPNC.
Chip.
CP.
I messed up.
You certainly did. Yes, sir.
The first time I actually listened to Scott and Todd show was the day that he said he was leaving, and was in the car, and there was actually people started calling in, and there was an O&A call, O&A fan, and he didn't say anything about O&A show. At the end of the call, he basically was like, "Oh, I love you. I'm gonna miss you, and I'm gonna miss you on the other show too." And then he's like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about." The other show. He quickly hung up on him.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That was a long way around it, my friend.
Yeah, but that made a lot of sense.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm a little nervous.
Wow, a little nervous.
Don't need to be.
Are you the same guy on Twitter, too?
Yeah, that was a joke.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus H. Christ.
All right, sir. Thank you.
I'm a big fan. But no, there was other shit on there that you could have pulled from, where how he hates saying that he's retiring. And then after that, he was taking phone calls from just his friends and shit. And, basically,
Xbox sign out. Xbox sign out.
Xbox sign out.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my goodness gracious. What happened there?
Oh, my God. The phone's been going very well lately, too.
Yes. Right up till that call.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, I believe very strongly in supporting our listeners, but sometimes calling does indeed go wrong. That wasn't the only guy. By the way, little update on what's going on in the studio right now. We're broadcasting out of our closet studio here live on the Opie and Anthony pre-show. We can see what happens in the main room. Opie and Anthony and Club Soda Kenny are all in the building, ladies and gentlemen. This show is going to go off without a hitch today, and let me tell you something. It's going to be one of the best of all time. Hopefully, we didn't get into it yesterday. There's that case going on in Florida right now about the guy that shot and killed, I guess. Or maybe he didn't. I think he killed him. The black teenager. He got out of his car and was shooting at his SUV, and he drove away, and the black teen ended up dying. That guy took the stand. It's been all over the news. I'd love to hear what Anthony has to say about that and get his take on it, because the guy's claiming self-defense, but his wife is kind of contradicting his testimony. It's a very interesting case, and I love hearing Ant's take on the gun cases, because generally it's an opinion that's not heard very often in the mainstream media. And whether you agree or disagree with it, it's important to hear it. It's important. As I was saying, though, calling does sometimes go terribly, terribly wrong. That wasn't the only call to go wrong yesterday. I mentioned Chris in Rochester earlier. This was Chris in Rochester's call, and I don't know how this bit still works with you guys. I don't know how this bit still works with the people who supposedly listen to this show, but it did yesterday. This was Chris in Rochester's call.
Chris in Rochester. Chris.
Morning, boys.
Hey, buddy.
The show. Long time. Here's a lame joke for the day. It's a good thing that Chinese women are only used to getting 2 inches.
Your phone crapped out, dude.
I hate when that happens.
Your phone is messed up, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking T-Mobile. It's a good thing that the Chinese women
Chris,
are used
are
to
you there?
2 inches.
Chris.
Oh, hello?
It's a good thing we hear Chinese and then you're crapping out a little bit. I heard some of Chinese.
Are you on the road?
You're a fucking asshole, Martin. It's a good thing.
Wait, hold on. He's not being for real. He can't hear you.
Your phone is crapping out, dude.
Are you on the road?
I am on the road. I'm off to a big job interview today.
Okay,
oh,
try
wait, we can hear you now.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Sounds clear.
Right.
Sorry about that.
It's a good thing that the Chinese women are used to only getting 2 inches.
Now you're messing with us. You're doing this on purpose. You're saying Chinese.
You stop talking midway through.
You're messing around.
Are you fucking with us?
Are you doing a joke or are you being for real?
No, I'm being for real.
All right, I won't say anything. Nobody's saying anything. Just one more time, but slow down and stop moving your phone or whatever it is you're doing.
Sorry, Chris.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
All right, the lame joke of the day.
Okay.
It's a good thing that the Chinese women...
We heard you!
Oh, was he just going for it? What an idiot.
Clear as a bell every time.
And it really does work every time. Sal was just saying that his favorite part of that clip is listening to Jim clear his throat right before he gets into the "We Heard You." I mean, that's happening multiple times a week now, and it's not fake. But it can happen to anybody. I think Ant proved that yesterday. It can happen right to a person's face. Let's hear something similar happening to Ant yesterday. That's track 10.
Someone
Crazy.
wrote us and said 300 million people speak English in China.
No, it's 600,000. There's 600,000 expats that live there. So that's the whole community.
In Shanghai or China?
In Shanghai.
Okay.
I didn't
So
even think
there's
there were
like
that
an
many
English
players on
radio
that
station.
team.
What's that? What?
I actually didn't hear you.
Sorry, I was talking
What did
over.
you say? I didn't
Thank
get a
God.
huge.
Are you going to...
Expats. I didn't think they were
I
that
heard
many.
you. Fucking right here.
It's harder than it looks, I suppose. It's harder than it looks. Let's go to some calls. 866-WOW1WOW, 866-969-1969 here on the Opie and Anthony Preshow. Peter on Long Island.
Sam, prime time. Yo, I have a problem that only you can help with.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to get my girl for Valentine's Day, and no one seems to be giving me any insight.
Well, that's one thing you can look forward to. Listening to the Opie and Anthony show today, especially if you listen during the breaks. I think old Opie and Anthony might have a few ideas, maybe some gold dip roses or chocolate dip strawberries or teddy bears or pajamas with holes in them. I don't know, but I think they may be able to help you out with that later today.
Thank God.
Thank you, Peter. It's Valentine's Day. The only thing worse is Mother's Day. Walter on Long Island. What's up, Walter?
Hey, Sam. Good morning.
Morning.
On the Derek Jeter, a couple of years ago, the Post ran an article about when he would have his hookups, he'd send the girls off with a signed baseball. Did you read about that? Did you hear about that?
No, but I love that move.
But listen, and then the one woman, the one broad that hooked up with him, and the reason why they knew it, because she had two. Because he didn't realize that he had hooked up with her twice. Obviously, she knew, but it was her second go round. But this year,
oh, so she got two signed balls.
She got two. This year, Steiner Sports is putting out a commemorative Jeter signed ball. Any of the hoes out there that can sleep with Derek this year, if they can get that signed ball, they're going to be golden.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Get Brandon Steiner on the phone. I'm sure he can get a nice supply. Thank you, Walter. I love that move. Giving him a signed ball, like I'm sure you're a fan. That'd be like me, like hooking up with girls and giving them a Not Sam T-shirt at the end of it. And they go, Sam, like, I'm ashamed that I did this in the first place. You really think I want a T-shirt? That's insane. What ego on that guy. I love it. He should have an ego. He's the darling of New York, whatever he does. I'll bet he leaves baseball and just hooks up with chicks on the reg. Like, that's all he's going to do now. I would think that at least for a couple years, he'll still have that good clout with the women of New York, that he'll still be able to do that. So it's amazing. It's amazing what this guy's done. I'm sure that they'll get into Derek Jeter today on the Opie and Anthony show. Something that I was laughing my balls off yesterday. You heard on an earlier clip here on the pre-show, Opie making reference to Xbox sign out. There was a video that we watched yesterday. Apparently now you can talk to your Xbox. That's with the new Xbox. And when you say Xbox sign out to it, the system signs out. It shuts down. So somebody made his Xbox username Xbox sign out because he knew that the people, when he was online gaming, people would be yelling that at the screen when he did things to them. And he made a video of all the people yelling it and being like, no, I don't want to sign out of the Xbox. Let's listen to the video and the guys listening to it yesterday.
Did you see that video of this guy who plays Call of Duty and his gamer tag is Xbox sign out?
His Xbox sign out. And then he just gets in people's way.
Right.
And they go, move, Xbox sign out. No!
That's hilarious.
It's really funny, man.
Xbox sign out. No. Close.
Get out of my way! You freaker! Xbox sign out! Xbox sign out! Get out of my way! I don't want to say this, but whose name is Xbox sign out? Uh-oh.
I want to say this guy's gamer tag, but it will end up signing me out. Oh, Xbox signed out. Trapped me. No, I didn't mean to sign out.
Xbox sign out. No! Back!
Wow, I just said his name, and it also, like, put me into the thing where it says my Xbox.
Wait, no. Xbox, don't do it. No. His name is really clever. Fuck me. I almost did it.
What do you want, Xbox sign out? Oh, crap. Oh, I see why his name is that. I almost signed out.
Oh, I get it. They found the one girl who plays Xbox online. Chris in Brooklyn, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, how you doing? The whole thing about Jeter, he had it down to a science. He actually had, when the girls left, he had a town call with him, and in the back there was actually a gift basket with a DVD, like you said, a T-shirt, candy, flowers.
So
a whole
sleeping
parting gift, if you were.
Sleeping with Derek Jeter was like visiting the Tonight Show. You leave with a gift basket.
Swag bag.
Every girl who sleeps with Derek Jeter goes home with turtle wax.
And that's what happened. She realized, because it wasn't just a ball; it was a whole thing, like a package.
Oh, that's
and she
great!
Got 2 of them.
What a pimp! What a pimp this Derek Jeter is. A true gem of New York City. Speaking of gems, you heard one voice on a clip that you might not have been familiar with. That was Jesse Joyce. He was on the show yesterday, and he got into a great story about driving drunk across 5 states. This was, I don't remember if this was his rock bottom or not, but this is one of the scariest things I've ever heard. I can't imagine living through this. Jesse Joyce, he's traveled all over the place. He's one of the premier roast writers in the country. He writes for every roast. And most of the jokes that get picked up in the newspapers and stuff, all the Comedy Central roasts, they're his jokes. But I guess he's a recovering alcoholic. I don't know if you call him a former alcoholic. He's not drinking anymore. But he got into what happened yesterday when he drove across 5 states completely blacked out.
But I got out of 5 previous DUIs.
That's got to be a record.
And then the 6th one is the one that got. But the whole time, and I blackout drunk drove across 4 states. I told you about that.
Yep.
And so like
that really makes the time
all of that
go by,
shit
though.
made me go like,
Nice.
oh dude,
Very handy.
it was amazing. Like because most people were
Hey, I'm
like,
there.
oh, so that's why you quit, and I was like, absolutely not. Like that
No.
convinced me I'm the best drunk driver of all time.
Exactly.
Like I'm fucking great at this. You know,
You really don't remember being in 4 states?
Not a fucking minute of it.
So
not
what-
a minute of that drive.
so-
I was convinced when I woke up in the hotel that I was still stuck in Kentucky, like I had not left.
You woke up at a hotel and realized you were 4 states over?
I realized it took me a minute to figure out I was in a different hotel.
Wow, is that fucked up?
Like I went to bed, to the best of my knowledge, I passed out. Like I went to bed in the one hotel. Wow. And so when
got
I woke up, I was like,
drove
fuck, I'm late.
Back to the hotel.
And then I was like, holy shit,
another hotel.
I made it.
How far of a drive was it? Like, were you just
Like
a
10 hours?
Oh my god!
Like
no recollection at all, even
none.
when you started really thinking
I
about
fucking
it.
drove through a rush hour somewhere. I got gas at some point. No
Wow.
idea.
Jesse Joyce coming in yesterday. Great guest today. As far as guests go, we have an author calling in who wrote a Scratch and Sniff wine book. I'm interested to see how that will go. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Also, A Texas sportscaster went viral with his report on Michael Sam, the gay college football player who is looking to become an NFL football player. Of course, the winter storm. Of course, the Olympics. Derek Jeter. This Florida shooting. The death of Sid Caesar. We got into Mom's Mabley yesterday. I'm sure we'll get into Sid Caesar today. All that and a whole lot more right now, because that's when the Opie and Anthony Show begins.
Unfortunately, the Opie and Anthony Show is over. Fortunately, we have a hard time letting go. The stories behind the stories. The backstage drama. Everything that made today unforgettable. Call 866-WOW-1-WOW now. And look back on another legendary day of broadcasting. This is the Opie and Anthony Postshow with Sam Roberts.
Oh, great one today. It's the Postshow now. 866-WOW-1-WOW is the phone number. Phone lines are wide open. 866-969-1969. We got into it all today. We're talking about the luge and how it's only at the Olympics that, like, sledding becomes a professional event. I love today because, once again, Opie was giving no respect to Olympic athletes. We talked about it a little bit on the pre-show, about how yesterday he kept calling the female Olympians broads. He refused to refer to them as anything except broads. Today, he's downgrading every Olympic event. He's talking shit about the athletes. I mean, Opie is Mr. No Respect when it comes to the Olympics, and I couldn't have more respect for the fact that he's doing that. Of course, we talked about the Derek Jeter thing, and the return. This was big for me. The return of Bad Guest Day. It doesn't get any better for me than when Opie and Anthony have a Bad Guest Day. That's just me. Call up 866-WOW-1-WOW, 866-969-1969. In the meantime, I have a question for you. Do you hate Valentine's Day? Do you hate gifts that only last a week? More importantly, do you hate all the snow this winter? Well, today's your last chance. You better go home with a fantastic, thoughtful gift for your sweetheart. Right? Every year you're told to go to Steven Singer Jewelers at the other corner of 8th and Walnut in Philly and get one of those famous 24-karat premium gold dip roses, aren't you? Yes, Steven Singer has the only rose that's guaranteed to last a lifetime. Picture a real long stem rose. It's the American Beauty rose, lavishly preserved and deeply dipped in 24-karat pure gold. These roses, they start at only $59. There's free parking right across the street. Go to IHateStevenSinger.com and check out the #1 Valentine's Day gift in the country. Then, head to the other corner of 8th and Walnut in Philly and get yours today. Today. He's open today. These long stem beauties are available right now. If you're in the Philly area, you can still make it in time for Valentine's Day. Weather is no excuse. It all starts at only $59. So don't hate Valentine's Day. Head to the other corner of 8th and Walnut in Philly. The parking is free and you go home a hero. Steven Singer's showroom is indeed open today. So it's something that we should all get done. Speaking of getting stuff done, what do you say, Sal? What do you say we get line of the day done?
Here comes line of the day. Line of the day.
A lot of wines in a bottle were in a plastic bag or a plastic jug at one point before it got stuck into a glass bottle.
Yeah, but
see that part of its life.
But if it's a twist off, you don't have any class.
I'd rather drink out of a plastic bag hanging on someone's hip.
Sure.
That's intense.
That's how. It's funny. That's how you drink. That's how I have stew.
That was Richard Betts, not the one who got the line, the one who was on the phone taking part in what we call Bad Guest Day. Probably the highlight of today's show, at least for me, because it's been years, I feel like, since we did a real Bad Guest Day. Joe in Albany.
Hey, Sammy, sweetheart Robert.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I want that book that Opie peed on.
Okay, look, I don't think we can give away. We don't have any books to give away today. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, I can't get something signed by Roland and E-Rock?
I don't know if it's that book. Let's play the clip of what happened with that book today, Sal.
What is his? What's the name of the book?
Oh no.
Let me see here. The name of the book. It's The Essential Scratch and Sniff Guide to Becoming a Wine Expert.
Do you think it's going to work for you?
It's working for him. You almost done reading it over there?
Absorbent pages.
Yeah, oh God, it stinks. Not the book, sir. There's an aroma wafting up here that is not in your scratch and sniff book. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that was some of the disgust that happened today on the Opie and Anthony show. He called in this guy Richard Betts to talk about his scratch and sniff wine book for Valentine's Day, and unfortunately didn't realize. Like, you'd think that when you come out with a book like that, you'd think to yourself, why would the Opie and Anthony want to talk to me? They can only have malintentions. Apparently you get blinded sometimes. Anthony in Astoria.
Sam, good morning.
Good morning, Anthony.
Man, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be sick all day after hearing that Ace of Base crap. Oh, my God.
Well, we did. Well, what did you like least? The Ace of Base version or our version from Pamela the Karaoke Girl?
Probably the original Ace of Base.
It's really horrible, isn't it?
Oh, it's terrible, man. It ruined my day. I mean, the snow was terrible, but that really just...
Yeah, and now you're locked up. You can't go anywhere, and all you can do is play Ace of Base in your head over and over again.
And I'm at work now, you know?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm sorry to hear that you started your day like that, Anthony.
That's all right. Sammy, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What time is it, man?
I don't do time checks on this show. Call the pre-show. It is 45 after the hour. Now, the thing, though, about the Ace of Base thing is the same thing we were talking about the Limp Bizkit thing earlier. That at one point or another, Ace of Base was cool. Like, that song was like, yeah, this is a great song. But then something happens where these things get so big that they're just not cool anymore at all. Let's go to Peter on Long Island. What's up, Peter?
Hey, prime time. Good to see you again. Listen, that was a pretty good halftime show today.
Which are you talking about the one Opie and Anthony did?
Yeah, I tune in for the Sam Roberts show, and then a bunch of crap, and then the Sam Roberts show. I thought it was all right today, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, this is the big game. Opie and Anthony are like Bruno Mars.
Well, yeah, Bruno was a little better than Opie. I'm not going to lie to you.
Ouch. Ouch. I don't know. I think Opie was MVP in today. Joey in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I missed it. I called just as the guy was hanging up, but I was going to tell him have 10-page books priced out at $1 and sold in the 99-cent store.
Well, there were a lot of questions that a lot of fans chimed in with today. I believe we have another clip.
Yes.
That one of the fans chimed in with. Let's hear it.
So let's just start from the top.
All right, we'll go down.
I see it's Jason, though. Jason in Akron. Jason, what's going on? You're on with Richard Betts, who has a fantastic wine book.
Hi, Richard. I was wondering if you double as the leprechaun for the Denver Broncos.
Huh?
No, I don't. It sounds like a fun thing to do, though.
Oh.
Oh, it's very fun.
Why would you say that, Jason?
He sounds gay.
What?
Whoa.
That is really funny. How brutal and blunt can a caller possibly be? That was Travis's clip of the day?
That was.
Oh, I do not blame him. I'm surprised that didn't make line of the day, to tell you the truth. Sal, did you especially take pride in the fact that he brought up the Denver Broncos leprechaun?
Yeah, that's what when I saw the call screener putting that up, I was like, oh shit, I hope Opie takes that one.
Yeah, because I feel like that would mean... Because we met the Denver Broncos leprechaun when Sal went out on the street for Super Bowl week and tried to get himself punched in the face. And is it nice to hear that it's made that type of impact on people?
Yeah, absolutely. And he had that big old herpes on his lower lip that day.
He did have a herpes sore. If you go to O&A Show on Twitter and you scroll through the pictures, you can see a couple weeks ago, Friday before Super Bowl, we posted a picture of that guy. But this is not Super Bowl weekend, no. This is Valentine's Day weekend. As a matter of fact, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. And for about the price of a dozen roses, you can do something that she'll love even more. This year, you can score major points. Call 1-800-829-BEAR or go to VermontTeddyBear.com now and send a handmade Vermont teddy bear. Picture this. You beargram her at the office. When it arrives, she'll be so surprised. And her coworkers will think you're the greatest guy on the planet. Exercise your romantic freedom with the new Right to Hugs bear. Make Valentine's Day sizzle with the I love you more than bacon bear. Crazy for her? Send the nuts for you bear. Or express your undying love with the zombie love bear. For the ultimate hug, send a big hunk of love bear. He's about 4 feet tall and guaranteed to get a huge reaction. It's a 4 foot tall stuffed animal. What do you expect? Check him out at VermontTeddyBear.com. Overnight and Valentine's Day delivery. Still get this, guaranteed. Holy Toledo, send the creative alternative to flowers this year. Call 1-800-829-BEAR or go to VermontTeddyBear.com. Just something you can do as we wrap up the Opie and Anthony show here on the Post Show. 866-WOW-1-WOW is the phone number to call. Now, we were talking a moment ago about what Sal took pride in. The fact that somebody remembered his interaction with the leprechaun, with the Denver Broncos leprechaun, which, by the way, the Broncos, I'm sure, do not endorse him in any way, shape, or form. He's just some idiot who dresses up as an orange leprechaun and buys tickets to the games. But...
especially now what he's doing with his mouth.
Yeah, you're talking about his herpes sore again?
Yeah, exactly.
It really was distracting when you were interviewing him.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I was staring at.
Were you feeling like you couldn't get too close to him when you were talking to him because it might jump off his face?
Yeah, I also didn't want to make sure I touched the mic to his face on accident because that would have just ruined the mic forever.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you touch it to your own mic, your own face by mistake, and you got herpes, don't you?
Yeah, and I have a bigger problem than tonsillitis.
It's worse than bed bugs. And yeah, I mean, if you didn't hear it this morning, they got into Sal's tonsillitis. Sal is one of the very few adults that are still getting his tonsils taken out. But what I took pride in today was the fact that I think I turned Anthony around on 2 Chainz. Now, we were playing 2 Chainz because we were playing the new Nicki Minaj song. We got into a conversation about the N-word again, and the fact that Nicki Minaj uses that N-word in her new song, basically every other word. By the way, the guys had glowing reviews for Nicki Minaj's new song. However, Ant came out of the gate and said he didn't like 2 Chainz. So I had to play him a video that was it's just the most absurd, ignorant, stereotypical rap music video that you could possibly think of. And I'm going like, the only reason Ant doesn't like this is because he hasn't given it a chance. He loves that stuff. So finally he gave it a chance. And I think my mission was accomplished. 866-WOW-1-WOW. Going back to the phones here on the Post Show. And we go to Ron in Philly. What's up, Ron?
Hey, what's up, Sam?
How you doing?
Good, man. Hey, I was thinking about this for a little while, but like the fellas, like their mood swings remind me of like something like dictators or like tyrants. You know, like they.
How do you mean?
Really, you know, like it seems like sometimes they're real benevolent to you, like they're real good to like the staff and crew, but then sometimes they'll just destroy. And like, I obviously I know the show. I mean, I get it, but. Yeah.
Well, the staff kind of operates around here like abused, crate-trained puppies, in the sense that, like, we've been all beaten to the ground so much that anything that resembles a compliment, we become completely grateful for. We all have Stockholm Syndrome behind the scenes at the Opie and Anthony show.
Right. So basically, like, it's kind of one of those things. Imagine being, like, working for Saddam Hussein or, like, Idi Amin. You don't know if they're in a good mood one day, maybe they'll give you something or whatever.
But the difference is, I feel like Opie and Anthony, these you just named horrible dictators. I feel as though Opie and Anthony are benevolent dictators.
Sure, right.
There's a big difference there. Thank you, Ron. But yeah, good call. Would you say that's right, Sal?
Yeah, the Stockholm Syndrome thing I do agree with.
Because you're just constantly looking for approval from those guys, because that's also the job. I mean, we kind of have to read their minds and hope that they like what we give them.
Yeah, they're our boss at the end of the day.
And at the beginning of the day, too. As soon as we get here, they're still the boss.
Terrible expression.
Let me tell you something about what you can do for your boss. Better yet, I'm going to tell you what you can do for your lover. Guys, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. You didn't know that? Yes, it's tomorrow. And here's an amazing Valentine's Day secret. Pajamagram has a gift that you and your Valentine are both going to love. It's pajamas with hidden secrets. Hidden Secret start with classic pajamas. They're the soft PJs that every woman loves, but they add in this hidden secret that only the two of you are going to know about. They include a unique design to these pajamas that have hidden access points in the top and bottom so that you can, get your hands on a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Check them out at pajamagram.com. They have other hidden secret styles too, like a pair of sexy tank top PJs that flip up and say, "Kiss me." Imagine her flashing you with that, huh? There's also the Sneak a Peek Romper, a one-piece shorty pajama with a drop seat. Sal, you always love somebody in a drop seat, correct?
You know it.
Check out the hidden secrets at pajamagram.com or call 1-800-GIVE-PJs and they'll help you pick just the right one. With Hidden Secrets, she gets all the cuteness and comfort she's looking for, but with a secret and playful twist that you're both going to love. Order Hidden Secret pajamas and get ready on Valentine's Day. Every Pajamagram includes free gift packaging, so you don't even have to wrap. Overnight and Valentine's Day delivery guaranteed even on this, the last of all days. Visit pajamagram.com or call 1-800-GIVE-PJs. Segment that made me most uncomfortable today on the show was what we did in the beginning. And if you're on the West Coast or you missed any of this, we're starting it up again right after I'm done here. Or we're done here. This is our show. But watching the videos that we watched early this morning first thing, it's the worst way to start a morning. I guess there were a whole bunch of GoPro videos that kind of got out overnight. And it's all videos of there was one video of two kids climbing the second tallest tower in the world, and I think it was in Shanghai, the second tallest building in the world, and just climbing to the top of it. It makes you feel like you're going to fall. Then we watched the video of the guy jumping from space. A new video of him came out. We watched some guy base jump off a ski lift. It's the worst way to start your morning because I'm still stressed out over it. I don't know if that does that to you, but I guess it's just a crippling fear of heights or whatever it is. Well, tomorrow, the big Valentine's Day show here on the Opie and Anthony channel, starting at 6:30 a.m. Eastern with, of course, Sam Roberts at 6 a.m. I don't want to give away too much of what we've got planned tomorrow, but a big game on the way for tomorrow's show. Some of your favorites will be back in. Some of the Super Show guests will be back in. And we've got a game to play tomorrow. I don't want to say what game it is, but let's just say somebody may win a date. Huh? Stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for today's show. It's coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Opie and Anthony and the Opie and Anthony Post Show. If you missed a minute, get it later today at SiriusXM.com/on-demand. Or stay tuned. Today's replay starts in minutes here on the Opie and Anthony channel.